In this video I'll be repairing a Snakebyte 4S wired controller for the PlayStation 4. As you can see, the wire on this one's broken and unfortunately it's not connecting to the console. I'll be opening the controller up, taking a look at the damage to the connections inside and showing you how you can fix them. Some controllers, including this one I've got here, have an extra screw hidden under a sticker. You'll need to either pop a hole in the sticker or remove it entirely to gain access to the screw. Some controllers will have the wire on the inside wrapped around a few plastic posts to provide strain relief, but in this case the only protection is a bit of hot glue over the solder joints. So as we can see, if we look a little bit closer, one of the wires, this green wire over here, has came away from the board completely. I'm just going to pry up this hot glue now. It should come off quite easily and we'll be able to take a look at the damage underneath. You can see now that the wire that's came off is actually the one right in the middle, which might make it a little bit more tricky to solder later on. But the rest of the wires look okay, so hopefully just resoldering this one will be enough to get the controller working again. So now I'll need to unplug the touchpad and remove the extra screws so I can get the board out of the shell completely. Now that the board's removed, we can turn it over and take a look at the other side. The solder joint will need a little bit of cleaning up before resoldering the wire to remove what's left of the wire and the existing solder. So the first thing I'm going to do is just strip this wire a little bit further and clean up the end. Next I'm going to tin the wire with some fresh solder, which will help create a strong connection later on. Using this solder sucker, I'm now going to remove the old solder. With the previous solder removed, all that's left to do now is to thread the wire through the hole and solder it back in place. This part's a little bit fiddly and you'll need to hold the wire in place once you've got it into the joint. Just give it a quick check once it's done. Now this joint looks okay to me, so now it's time to get the controller put back together. When putting the shell back together, ensure that the little black rubber piece that holds the cable in place is slotted in correctly. This can also be a little bit fiddly, as it is likely to slot into both halves of the shell. If the cable is able to freely slide through this part, consider adding a little bit of glue to keep the cable secure. It's likely that a loosely held cable is what allowed this damage to happen in the first place. So that's this controller now fixed. Wired controllers are generally fairly similarly designed internally, so you should be able to apply what I've shown in this video onto a wide range of wired controllers. I hope you like this video, thank you very much for watching and be sure to stick around for the next one.